respectfully request the Sangha great virtues for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung thính đại đức tận tình, vì thứ pháp hội cấp nhất thiết chúng sanh, thịnh chiến diệu pháp luân giáo đạo ngã mùng, như há liêu sanh thoát tư lý khổ đạc lạc, tất chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô Sa Đan Tô Sư Chê Đô Ye Ơ La Hơ Đi San Miao San Pu Tô Xie. Nam mô Tát Tát Tha Tô Ya Đa Ya La Ha Đế Tam Miệu Tam Bồ Đà Toa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I'm able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual principles. Wu shang sheng sheng wei miao fa bai jian wan jie nan zao yu. 我今见闻得受持，愿解如来真实义。O Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master Qingliang, Great Master YongHua, all good monks and nuns, and all good knowing advisors, Emitofuo. 诸佛菩萨、尽量大士、师父上人、各位出家人、各位上智sư Mỹ Tô Phổ, chư Phật Bồ Tát, kính thưa Thanh Lương Đại sư Hòa thượng Thiên Hóa, quý thầy cô và quý vị thiện tri thức A Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone. Today is the last day of June, June 30th, 2024. We're here at DTT again to continue discussing the first chapter of the Avatamsaka Sutra. We are on slide 633. Thank you all for joining us. We are towards the end of the verses described by the celestial king rulers, world rulers of the third desire heaven, the Suyama heaven. And pretty soon we'll be going to the second desire heaven. All right? Verses say, the thus come one's true body is fundamentally non-dual, responding to beings according with their forms all over the world.
如来真身本无二，应物随行满世间。
Okay, 634, commentary. The Buddha's body, true body, is fundamentally non-dual. Okay, the true body refers to the Dharma body. The Dharma body is the true body, the real body of the Buddha. And this Dharma body here is free of marks. And this is something you want to memorize. That which is markless is also not without marks. Okay, and so this true body here is basically the Dharma realm. And responding to responding to beings according with their forms all over the world. Responding to beings, Buddhas respond to the beings that are ready to be saved. And so in order to teach them, this is what Buddhas do as a role model. This is why we try to follow in the same footsteps. The Buddhas, they have the ability to respond by teaching the living beings, by manifesting the appropriate forms for them. So, for example, if you are enamored and you respect only the words from a king, then a Buddha will manifest as a king that who will speak Dharma for you. And so depending what is the most suitable, most effective to teach you, to transform you, Buddhas will manifest the form accordingly. Okay, this is what the Bodhisattvas and Mahasattvas work very hard to eventually be able to do this. Okay, you read the Universal Door chapter of the Lotus Sutra, where one in Bodhisattva manifests 33 transformation bodies to teach living beings. And that's what Buddhas do too. Okay, and it's all over the world. The Master YongHua says, "Feels the world." Mind is feel. That's correct, but the better translation here would be to all over the world, meaning that he goes everywhere in the world, not in the world. The world here means the Dharma realm. Okay? And so only because this celestial king here in this Yama heaven is only able to see so much in his world. That's why he says, in my territory, Buddhas, the thus come ones, will manifest in all kinds of forms and shapes in all over my world to teach living beings. So what is also implied here is they realize, they understand that they're not alone. Buddhas are also assisting them, are also doing their work. Okay, so you see, in Buddhism we have a network of superior beings who are quietly doing the work, and we don't make a lot of noises. We simply do what needs to be done without bragging about it, without asking for recognition. And once you do it, once they're done with their work, they just disappear. They don't ask for recognition. They can't care less you recognize them or not. And that's called total freedom. You're free from being recognized for your work. You're free from expecting people to be grateful for your help. Okay? So you've done some good deeds, and this is very Mahayana. Whatever good deeds you do, as soon as you're done, boom, you don't even remember. If you remember, you're petty. Okay? You're better than that. Okay? This is what Buddhas and Bodhisattvas do. They help, and they turn around. They don't even know, don't even remember what they did. And this is why this network of good doers all over the Dharma realm is incredibly powerful. Because everyone does the same thing. Okay? We do help, and we don't ever want recognition. We don't want others to know. That's what bodhisattvas do. That's the spirit of bodhisattvas. When we help someone, we don't want them to know. We forget, and we make sure that people don't know by forgetting it ourselves first. Okay, that's the difference between worldly people and people, sages with wisdom. All right? And so all over the world, meaning, so this celestial king here sees the Buddha. Okay, this is all he's allowed to see. He sees the Buddha going to help him. He's trying so hard to do his job, but he realizes that the Buddha is actually assisting him on helping save living beings in his world, everywhere in his world. You see? And that means that every single celestial king, it happens with every single celestial king, every single world. Buddha does it. That's why it says all over the world, over the worlds even. Okay? But we have singular here, world, because this is the viewpoint of this celestial king only. And so he is able to see. And 636, each being sees the Buddha appear before him. This is a state of the God blaze of light.
众生各见在其前，此是焰天之境界。
All right. And in order to help living beings, each Buddha appears personally. Each living being has the impression that the Buddha is teaching him or her personally. Okay? This is how vain living beings are. They say, oh, really? He came just for me. Actually, he came for everyone. But you're so petty. You think you're special. But that's what it takes to save living being. You see? So each living being is so childish. Each living being sees the Buddha coming for him or herself only. And that's why he has to go all over the world. And this is a state of God blaze of light. That's why he's able to see. This is what the Buddha assisted him in order for him to see this. And it takes this kind of vision, okay, for him to be able to see the way of growth, okay? Otherwise, you tend to have a big head thinking you're special because you are the king of the world. You're a ruler of the world. So that's why it's this continued investment from the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. They continue to help these world rulers, these Mahasattvas, expand their minds. Right? 638. If sentient beings see the Buddha but once, they may surely purge themselves of all karmic obstacles.
若有众生一见佛，必使尽除诸业障。
Okay. 639. If living beings get to see the reward body of the Buddha but once, okay. This is according to Master Shinhwa, it says reward body, but I have a problem with that. Maybe it's a reward body, but what about transformation bodies? Yes, the Dharma body, most living beings cannot see it, but the transformation bodies also should have the same effects. They may surely purge themselves of all karmic obstacles. Okay, obstacles here, Buddhist wisdom. 3 different kind of obstructions you're going to have: karmic obstructions, retribution obstructions, and afflictions obstructions. Okay, so that every time that you have a problem, every time that you struggle, then you can learn to analyze your problems and classify them as either a karmic obstruction, is it a retribution obstruction, or affliction obstruction. And what is the difference? Karmic obstructions are the nature inherent in the nature of the work. Like lifting heavy, when you're lifting weight, okay? You keep lifting heavier and heavier. So it's a nature of that process there. It's hard. It's not supposed to be simple. Okay? And so karma is look at it as work. So whatever you do, okay, there's some resistance inherent in the difficulty of the task, or difficulty in your inability to do it. Okay, so that's called karma obstructions. And so karma is doing obstructions. Retribution obstruction is that because in the past you obstructed others already due to your shouldn't have a problem here for people here today, because your jealous nature, the jealousy there is a lot more harmful than you think. Because every time you're jealous, you tend to obstruct others, which means in the future, you will be obstructed on the things that are important to you. Okay? And so, I'm trying to find someone I can talk about jealousy. But lucky for me today, you are free from jealousy. Okay? So retribution is because we obstructed others in the past. Okay? And so that's why now we are being obstructed ourselves. Big time. And afflictions. Afflictions are that you're fed up with it yourself. You said, I have enough of this, these difficulties. I feel bad. I don't feel good about this. And you quit. Okay. So, yes to.
A Di Đà Phật, thưa Thầy, I have two questions. Would you please help me how to help people but try not to remember that I help them? And the second question is, could you give an example between the karma and the karmic obstacle that I don't see the difference? Thank you, Thầy.
Okay. You do something good, then you tell yourself right away that I'm done, and I'm done with this. There's no need to think about it. No need to brag about it. No need to count your beans. Today I did another good deed. You've done something, then you forget it. And the reason that most people cannot forget it is because they're petty. Okay? So, and that's natural. We all petty because we feel we don't have enough. Okay? So that's why you keep on giving, you keep on helping, you keep more, give more and more, help more and more. Eventually, it becomes natural. You don't think anymore. That is like if you do the same thing, repetitive task, day in, day out, like your assembly line, okay? You do it and you don't think it's a big deal anymore. So it's the same thing. When you help others, you practice giving. You practice giving because that's what you do. Not because you have to think about it. We give because we have a chance to give. And if you think like that, then it's no big deal anymore. And then if you feel you still feel it's a big deal, then you should be ashamed of yourself. You're so petty. You remember because you think you're special. Okay? You don't remember because you're better than special. You're superior. That's why you forget it. Okay? Petty people, they not only do they remember themselves, but they do things to remind people that those people owe them. That's pettiness, okay? It's because they're poor, they're piss poor. That's why you still remember. If you keep on doing it long enough, and every time you remember, then you scold yourself, and you repent. You say, this is beneath me, okay? And this will help you increase more blessings until one day your blessing is so much that you help people, and it's like you're a billionaire, you give away $1,000, it's nothing. Still, people remember because they're poor. Because their heart, their mind, they still think about it. You give it your heart, and then you don't think about it anymore. And this is a very good question, by the way. And this is what I'm proud of, the fact that many of you are being trained in that direction. That is, you're being pushed to give more and more and more and more. That's what we do. Why is that? Because basically, living beings are stingy. They are greedy. They want more and more. That's why we give more and more. And finally, one thing that's going to help you is the mindset. The mindset is not to try to gain, to make gains. We don't live our lives chasing after gains or advantages. That's worldly. That's pettiness. Okay? We live our lives to yield the good things to others. So I have a rule of thumb. If I take something and that benefits me more than the others, than the donor, then I'm in trouble. Then I stop doing it. If I see that I get more out of it than you, than the donor, I will not take anymore. It's that simple. Because I'm not here to seek to gain more. I'm here to take losses. It's a rather stupid thing to do. But then I don't worry about, does she remember that I did her a favor? I can't care less. And this is why this is a requirement for you to be able to understand the Pure Land Dharma door. To Pure Land Dharma door, we do so much for the beneficiaries, a lot more than you can ever imagine. That who has time to keep track of what you're getting? It is so much more than we can ever tabulate for you. All these world rulers, they're big shots, granted. They're very, very big shots, no two ways about it. It's like, look at it as the emperor of the entire galaxy. It's a very powerful position. You don't mess with them. Entire emperor of all the heavens in the third desire heaven, emperor of all the heavens in the formless realm. That's very, very powerful position. Okay, they're so filthy rich. Okay, they have so much power, they have so much wealth because they own it. But what they have and what they're doing for their own subjects is nothing compared to the benefits that you get from going to the Pure Land. They still fall short. What they give to their constituents falls way short of what you get from going to Amitabha Buddha's Pure Land. Agree or disagree? If you really believe it, if you really believe you can go to a different galaxy where you can just do nothing all day long but eat and sleep and go have fun until you become a Buddha. And guess what? Amitabha Buddha will have to find ways to teach you, to help you until you become a Buddha. So if you goof off a day, Amitabha Buddha, okay, I come back tomorrow. What is he going to do? He's stuck with you. He can't throw you out. You know that? Did you know that? Once you get in, he cannot throw you out. I wouldn't do that if I were him. But anyway, I'm not the Buddha. That's why there's a difference between Amitabha Buddha and myself. Me, I would have memberships and, and so forth, fees and so forth. But think about it. And that's what he does. And so for you to be able to get into that club, to that place, it's incredible blessings. Okay? That's even more blessings on all these world rulers. Agree or disagree? You don't believe it. See, that's why you're losers. You don't believe it. So what's the point in telling you about it? Who cares? Because you won't believe it anyway.
I believe I can fly.
Yes, too.
As since Thầy mentioned it, con would like to thank you, Thầy, that helped my grandparents, parents, and family that go to the Pure Land, especially for my grandmother. She's her life that most of her life that she blind, and she's suffering the last, I think, few years in her life in bed. So I'm so glad that she have a chance to go to the Pure Land. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay, so see, you have the right perspective. You see that just helping someone's not a big deal. It's nothing compared to what Amitabha Buddha is going to do for you. So if you want to go to his land, you want to aspire to go to the Western Bliss Pure Land, would you like to have that kind of mindset so Amitabha Buddha would then pay attention to you and say, that's the kind of person I'd like to help because she has potential to become a Buddha sooner than the rest of the other losers. Yeah? Do something so that the Buddha, so that you stand out. Yeah? Don't just sit there and say, give me. There's some who are weak who still need to do that. Give me. I need more from you. Okay? If you go to the Western Bliss Pure Land, you're there long enough and you have some wisdom, then you begin to understand Amitabha Buddha's mindset. He takes losses. That Buddha, I think he's the biggest loser, if you will. He doesn't gain. All day he has a bunch of losers sucking his blood. Yes, you too. It's the second question.
Would you please give an example between the retribution and the karmic obstruction? Thank you.
Karma is what you do. As I gave an example, karma obstruction is that I'm trying to lift the weight here, something heavy, okay? And therefore, it's very difficult for me to do because it's very difficult. The task is not easy. The work is hard. So the difficulty of the work is an obstruction itself. That's all it means. Because it is easy, then it's no big deal. No obstruction to talk of. The obstruction comes because of the high degree of difficulties. Okay? And the retribution is totally different. Retribution is because in the past, you obstructed her. So that now, not just her, but many, many others, because that's your nature. You're jealous nature, you're jealous of her, everyone else. So then you do things out of jealousy to obstruct them. So now your turn to sit and meditate. The others now have a chance to obstruct you, to pay as payback. That's all. Is that clear? Okay, YouTube question.
Thank you, Master. Jack Wu says, "Hello, Master. Emitofuo. During one of your Dharma talks in June 2019 about the Great Compassion Repentance, GCR, you mentioned that GCR can help with a class of illnesses, specifically mental illness. When Don Yang and I met with Master, we realized that our whole family is dealing with mental illnesses, manic depression, bipolar. I'm concerned for the future of my children and how these illnesses will affect them now and into the future. Venerable XX suggested we do GCR daily, and we will try. My concern is my children won't be able to follow this. Is there a way to do the GCR and repent on my children's behalf? If so, what should I do to do the repentance ceremony on their behalf?"
You're not the only family that has issues like this. Okay. And I will answer in general for you. We came to this world to have a chance to pay back our debts. Our karmic debts. And therefore, the nature of our existence is that it's a lot of difficulties, a lot of suffering. That's why it's called the Saha world, is able to endure. Sanskrit for able to endure, kanran, okay? Meaning that the nature of our existence is that we eventually build up enough resistance, enough power to be able to endure the difficulties and the heartaches. We get stronger and stronger the more we face difficulties and sufferings. It's not possible for you to expect your children to ever be free from all sufferings. Assume, for example, we're able to help you shield your children from all the mental sufferings they have compared to yours, so that they don't have to undergo the same retribution as you and your wife. Okay? Then I have bad news for you. Then after that, they will have to endure other types of sufferings as well. Okay? So the sufferings are multi-layered, multifaceted. Okay? You have many layers, many facets. Okay? It's multidimensional. How are you going to be able to shield them from all suffering? It's not possible. So that's why, from my perspective, I approach it differently. The way I look at it is that we are different from the Western Bliss Pure Land. You go to Pure Land, you have no such problems. Okay? There's no suffering there. Whereas here, the nature, as long as we live here, we have to face suffering. And therefore, if we're smart, we use the suffering to open our wisdom. If you do it right, your wisdom will unfold a lot faster than it were the case in the Western Bliss Pure Land. Western Bliss Pure Land, your wisdom will unfold at a much slower pace because you don't have as many opportunities to rise to the occasion. The nature of mankind is that we all capable of rising to the occasion. So the secret is not to be overwhelmed. Very much like when you raise our children, we want to protect them so that they're able to grow stronger and grow before they can take off in your own power. Okay, same thing here. Cultivation is the same thing. You want to be able to resolve increasingly difficult problems, but don't expect to have no problems whatsoever. That's not possible. As I said, if it's not with mental challenges, it's going to be physical challenges, and among other things. And even speaking of mental challenges, do you know that you're a bipolar person, okay? And then you're dealing with that. Well, actually, with that, it comes a host of other issues. For example, you are paranoid. We have a specialist here, okay, a pro here. You know, it's not just bipolar alone. You are paranoid. You also have, what else do you have? Schizophrenia, whatever, huh? It's never just one. It's all related families. Yes, that's why she has job security for life. 9. There's no end to it.
Definitely anxiety.
Anxiety.
Probably work performance is not good. Lots of job changes.
Job changes, instability, yeah.
Conflicted social relationships.
Interpersonal relationship issues, eating disorders, huh?
Yes. Substance abuse.
It's on and on and on. So you see, instead of being so terrified of the challenges, okay, from our perspective, we use those as opportunities to rise to the occasion, okay? And so that we open our wisdom so that we're able to solve more problems. That's how it works. So for you to tell me that, how do I make sure that I repent on behalf of our children, it's the wrong question. The question is, you take care of yourself. Can you learn to take care of yourself first? If you can't take care of yourself with all the resources you have, what makes you think that your children can? Okay? So specifically, if you can repent and you can do those things, but it's not practical for most of you. Okay? So meaning ultimately, you have to live with it. You have to live with a certain amount of suffering, a certain amount of discomfort, which will remind you there is the reality of our existence is suffering. Okay? You cannot avoid it. So you make sure your life is more balanced. If you only pursue worldly things and choose to ignore the brutal truth about our existence is suffering, then you're only creating more suffering for yourself until one day it becomes unmanageable. So that's why you need to learn to have a balance, that's all. And so as far as the children go, yes, they're young, they're helpless, and they need help, and so forth. And the simple thing is that they cannot do repentance, they cannot cultivate. So all you can do for them is give them oodles and oodles and oodles of blessings, and let the blessings take care of it. Honestly, myself, you cannot imagine the kind of suffering I had to endure. And the reason I survived, because my own teacher deserted me and left me, threw me to the wolves. And his descendants rejected me and labeled me as undesirable. So I had no place to stand in his world, in their worlds, in his descendants' world. And the Vietnamese people rejected me because I followed a Chinese teacher. And they said, "You are a traitor." I go to the Chinese would say, "You're not Chinese. You're a bloodsucker. Get out of here." So I have no place to stand, nowhere to go. And the reason I survived is because of my blessings. If it weren't for my blessings, I'd be back to my corporate life and my worldly life, and I wouldn't have a chance to be here with you. I hope it helps. If you want more details, we can talk in private, okay? But thank you for asking questions. Next question from JMT.
질문이 있습니다. 들리세요? 네. 일반적으로 제가 지금 첫 번째 질문은 일반적으로 이런 현상을 겪고 있었을 때 어떻게 대처해야 되는 게 맞는 건지를 질문 드리는 건데요. 네, 한번 끊을게요, 세라님. 이어서. 먼저.
Question. There's a certain situation. Generally, how do I need to react for that? And she's going to explain about this situation. Thank you.
네, 그러니까 뭐 예를 들면 뭐 만트라를 한다든지 뭐 대비참을 한다든지 그렇게 하는 동안에 오히려 컨디션이 나빠지고 특히 최근에 만트라는 도중에 혼절할 것 같다 또는 혼절했다는 사람도 있고 너무너무 힘들고 막 이런 경험을 있었는데 이런 경험을 얘기했던 사람들이 몇몇 있었어요. 저뿐만이 아니라. 네.
For example, Master, when we recite mantra or doing great compassion repentance, during that process, our condition becomes turned to really bad. For example, recently there were several people told me that, even including myself, during the mantra, almost they passed out because it was so difficult.
그래서 그래서 뭐 좀 전에 설명하셨지만 혼절할 것 같다, 토할 것 같다, 어지럽다, 그다음 결과보자 하고 있는데 다리가 더 아파졌다 이렇게 법회를 하거나 만트라 중간에 이런 현상을 겪었을 때는 그냥 계속 끝날 때까지 버텨야 되는 건지 아니면 조금 피해야 되는 건지 저희끼리 좀 혼란스러워서 질문을 첫 번째 드리게 됐어요. 네.
So, for example, people said they like to vomit or they get dizzy and they're sitting in full lotus, but it hurts more. Should we resist this situation or should we avoid it? So we'd like to hear your advice. Thank you very much.
Each case is different. If you have such issues, you should be consulting the people in charge of the mantra sessions. If they don't know how to handle it, they can consult with me. I will teach them how to handle it. But nothing to worry about. That's normal. That's called obstructions, obstacles. Among the three, karma obstacles, retribution obstacles, and affliction obstacles. As long as you don't quit with your affliction obstacles, then you learn how to deal with retribution obstacles and karma obstacles. All right, anyone else?
네, 마스터 두 번째 질문은 마스터께서 저한테 다른 사람의 수행을 도우라고 인스트럭션을 주셨어요. 이게 받은 게 2년 정도 전인데 좀 전에 하이디랑 좀 연관이 있긴 한데 저는 보상을 바라진 않거든요. 바라지는 않고 그냥 지침이라서 따르는 것 뿐인데 한번 끊을게요, 세라님. 여기까지.
So, Master, I have a second question. Master, 2 years ago, you told me that help other people's cultivations. So kind of similar to the Heidi's situation, but I really don't want any reward when I help other people, and she will continue.
맞는데 이제 마스터 인스트럭션이라 하고는 있는데 어떤 마음의 장애가 있냐면 뭐 고맙다 이런 대가 뭐 이런 얘기는 필요는 없는데 도와달라고 하거나 또는 상황이 안 좋아 보여서 도와줬는데 약간 뒤통수 맞았다고 해야 되나 어떻게 표현할지 모르겠는데 이런 일이 생기면 오히려 더 마음이 아프더라고요. 그래서 이렇게 어떻게 마인드 세트를 해야 되는지 뒤통수 맞을 거 각오하고 도와야 되는 건지 도대체 마인드 세트를 어떻게 해야 되는지 네. 어떻게 예를 들어 도와줬는데 뭐 가스라이팅을 당한다든지 여러 가지 오히려 해치는 경우죠. 저를 도움 줬는데. 네.
So I follow your instructions, and I understand that I'm not really asking for anything. I'm not really asking for them to show any gratitude. I don't need it. But sometimes I'm trying to follow the instruction, and in turn, bad. It's a bad situation. They're really in a dire situation, so I help them. But I felt like it turned around, and then they gaslighting me or they hurt me instead. So what do I need to do in this situation? Thank you.
Stop helping them. You can't take it, stop. You don't have to do it if you can't handle it. But you still can continue. It's just life. We try our best. We can't always do what we want to do. So what's the big deal? You want guaranteed success every time? You do. Well, you have to go to the Pure Land. It doesn't work here in the Saha world. You go to the Pure Land, you guarantee success. Not here. Okay? All right. Anyone else? Wei Mountain.
Emitofuo Master, I have at least 3 questions. Number 1.
Yes, you're depressed. Okay.
Number 1, why do we need to classify these 3 kinds of obstructions? Number 2, how does it help us? Number 3 is I have been trying to organize my house after I move, and it just won't happen. Either I'm depressed, I get time, then I feel tired, or I don't have time, or so what kind of obstruction is that? And then I try to return like a little glass bottle to Wei Mountain Temple to Venerable Santong. And every time I just feel like, oh, I don't feel like doing it. Next time. I don't know what's blocking me. I'm really in trouble, Master. Is it my obstruction, which reason that I just have to stay with a messy house and owe things to the temple?
Yeah, it sounds like it. Good luck to you.
No help?
You'll be on help.
Thank you.
If it's, you have to endure. That's all. What choices do you have? All we can do is try our best. You should only think of one thing. You try your best, and you should consider yourself to be so lucky to have an environment where you can come when you be safe. No one will try to take advantage of you. Because for people like you, will be taken advantage by society. Okay? So you should feel you have blessings, that you're able to come to a place like this where no one will try to take advantage of you, try to help you as much as we can. And eventually you should go to the Pure Land. That's the only thing that matters to you. Only Amitabha Buddha can help you. But until that happens, you have to suffer in no other ways. Okay? That's why you're here. You're here to suffer. It sounds brutal, but that's life. I'm telling you that now, but worldly people, they're suffering, they don't even dare look at their suffering. They run away from it. They drink, they smoke, they use drugs, they distract themselves so that they don't have to face their intrinsic suffering. At least you have a fighting chance. At least you know that you have a chance to have a good end to all of this. For most others, they won't have a good ends at all. So what do you want? Would you rather suffer now until your life comes to an end and you have a good end? Or you rather have comfortable and enjoy the smaller successes, and then in the end you will fall and you will continue to suffer a lot longer? There's always a trade-off. That's how you should look at it. You try your best, that's all you have. Okay?
Thank you, Master. I do appreciate having a place for me to cultivate and a chance to help myself and other people. Thank you very much, Master.
No, thank you for coming, for choosing us. Anyone else?
All right, thank you, Master. I think much of the same could be said to this question. But my cultivation has been proceeding along, and I've tried to stop to use my heavenly eye for a while now. But as I'm cultivating and trying to sit longer in full lotus, it's like I just feel attacked by these beings, and then I'm just getting so much more vivid imagery and also just intense body feelings from it all, and it's very difficult to deal with. And I'm sure the answer is endure, but is there anything else that I can do to just handle the additional pressure that it causes in my mind? Because it feels like I'm living in a different reality than when I started Temple.
It's because you screwed up. You happen to believe that whatever you see, whatever your visions are special. They're nothing. Deep in your heart, you feel special. That's why you struggle. They're nothing at all. Look at them as hallucinations. It's useless. What does it do for you? Does it help you make more money? Does it make you happier? Do they help you with your relationship with your son, with your ex-wife. So what's a big deal? Let's look at the bottom line. Whatever you see, what does it do for you? Can you see how much IBM stock's going to be in 3 months? Huh? That's what you be useful. So all these things, it's garbage. So what's a big deal? Why are you so attached to it? Because you were screwed up. Where you came from, you make big deals out of these hallucinations. I call it hallucination because they're useless. You should take things in a proper perspective. They're useless. So to see, if you believe they're useless, whether you see them or not, it's garbage. It's still the same thing. It's nil, zilch.
The issue is not the benefit, it's the fear that it causes, and also the effect it has on other people.
It's very simple. They're meaningless. They're empty. They do nothing for you. Whether it's good or bad, they really are nothing. That's all there is to it. You make a big deal out of nothing. Because you followed, your non-Buddhist thing for too long, and you guys take it too seriously. It's garbage. The way you guys go about it is that eventually it will bring you to a point where you can't handle it. Like you are describing right now, is you will get the breaking point where you're no longer able to handle the weight of such hallucinations. Okay? And it's because you lack the proper foundation. It's the wrong approach. It's garbage. Throw it out. It's that simple. If it's a good thing, keep it. If it's not a good thing, dump it. What's so difficult about it? It's a common sense. It's no good for you, then throw it out. We all have to do that. Not just you. I have to dump a lot of garbage myself. Anything else? Yes, Way Mountain.
Master, for the method of meditation where we watch our thoughts and drop them, what's the best method for dropping the thoughts? Is it to change our focus back to our navel? Is it just to drop it by itself? Can you give me guidance, please?
Just don't do anything. Don't follow the thoughts. The thoughts will arise. You do nothing. Like you're strolling. You walk by someone's property and a dog barks at you. You move on. You ignore it. Or like me, you're lecturing and someone walks in. You ignore that person. You don't even, nothing happened. What's there to understand? Just drop it. Don't do anything. You cannot control the dog not to bark at you, because it's a dog, it's going to bark. If it's not at you, it's going to be at something else. But you can control your reaction. Do nothing. That's all. That's simple. Yes, Way Mountain.
Thank you, Master. I have a question. When someone shaves off her head, are they more susceptible to attacks from ghosts?
Shakes off what?
When someone shaves off her head, are they more susceptible to attacks from ghosts?
Shaves the hair, you mean?
Yes.
I don't know. Is there any difference? Does it matter? Why do you want to know? You think him going bald?
No, Master, not yet. But it's because it's been more frequently that I've had some dreams, very, very, very vivid dreams. And last night, I had a dream that there were like a couple ghosts at home, and they were kind of laughing at me. And I went to the room where my wife was, Alba, and there were like 3 or 4 ghosts like sucking her head because she was bald. So I started reciting the Shurangama mantra and they went away. But they seemed that they were not interested in me or Sage, only in Alba.
We say, tell her to put on a wig and see what happens. Why do you have to attribute that to her short hair? Why did you ask her why she decided to shave her head? Is that some kind of protest? In my era, we shave our head to protest something. The government.
I'm connecting that with that, Master, because before she did that, it wasn't that frequent. But after she shaved her head, it's been more frequent, those dreams. And she did it because she wanted to fast. So she wanted to be more ready for the fasting.
By shaving her head?
Yes.
It helps with fasting. We should try that. Thank you for pointing it out to me. We should turn it. Will someone here volunteer? Would like to volunteer to shave your head and fast just for a few days? Huh? Not the one who was about to become a novice. No. Only regular people. No, there's no correlation between hair length and the ghosts, the hair length, the bald people drawing ghosts with big lips. There's no such a thing, because we never heard of it before in our world. Most of us are kind of bald, and this is the first time I heard of such a thing. It has more to do with your family than us. So the answer is no. Sorry. Okay, but we should try. Okay, anyone else? Oh, yeah, this guy here. When you shave your head, do you run to, the eunuch? Do you run when you decide every time you shave your head? Do you run to ghosts with sucking lips?
Master, I cannot see ghosts. Plus, I get attacked all the time, so I can't really tell.
Oh yeah, he's a special case. He doesn't deal with sucking lips, sucking ghosts. He deals with the crazier ghosts. They're vicious ghosts who terrorize others, who like to terrorize others. Idiots. This is like so stupid. You walk around, he's such an idiot. With different strokes for different folks. That's what they like to do. Let them do it until they find someone stronger than them. Yes, Way Mountain.
Emitofuo, Master. The reason that I shave my head is because I feel light and less thinking. It's not because what Diego said.
See, there's a more plausible reason.
I then I started.
So shaving your head reduces thinking?
Yes, I feel.
You look like a nun, you know that?
Yes, some people say that.
Look like a Buddha disciple. You know how they draw those nuns? Disciples of the Buddha? She looked like one of them.
One day, if my blessings are enough, maybe. I wanted to be a nun like very long time ago.
Oh no. Diego, the problem is a lot worse than we thought. It's not sucking ghosts. They're harmless. Yeah, you have a question, sorry.
No, I just wanted to say that the reason that I shaved my head. And of course, just say thanks and for opening this space for us and just to feel free from all the afflictions.
I'm just curious, did you consult with Diego or you just decided to cut your hair like that?
No, I just did it.
Just did it. Great communications. Yeah.
We are not.
No wonder he's worried. He's a lot more worried than he sounds.
Because we're not together since Sage was born. We're more like roommates. I decide what I want to do. And I'm grateful for his support and all the help that he does for the family.
And then have you been given the sleep mantra?
No.
Okay, and try the sleep mantra. It will give you more protection.
Yeah, and I wanted to.
So when that goes with the big lips suck on your head, what happens? How does it feel?
At Diego saw them, I wasn't awake to see it. But when Sage sleep with me all the time, I cannot sleep because I see like ghosts coming to get her, and I just recite all night long. So I don't know.
Sleep
They don't let
mantras.
me sleep.
Try the sleep mantras, gonna help. Okay? Good luck to you. Yeah.
Thank you, Master.
Yeah. Way Mountain.
Oh, Master, I just want to testify. The thing is, I also shave my hair, but then it's because I'm a cheapskate. Back then, cutting hair is like $13, and then she raises to $15, and then $17 within 3 months. So I stopped, and then I just shave my own head, and it doesn't cause any problem.
Okay, so see, so it has nothing to do with hair length. There you go. All right, going back to slide 639. I'm running out of time here, and so the verses here say that if they see the Buddha but only once, they will surely purge themselves of all karmic obstacles. It doesn't sound like it does, and Master Shenhua's explanation I happen to disagree with. Okay, he says that when you see the Buddha just once, and this Dharma body or reward body, whatever, once, a transformation body once, all your karmic obstacles will be purged. I don't think it's true. Okay, it sounds like permanent, but actually they will be purged once, but then they'll come back. Okay, so this is not to nullify or belittle the power of the Buddha. The Buddha, when you see the Buddha, a lot of your karmic obstructions will disappear, will be wiped out. especially if he wants to. He can help you wipe them out. Okay. However, the minute that they're wiped out, they start multiplying again. Okay, and therefore, don't look at this as a cheap way out, where you look for the Buddha and expect the Buddha to do everything for you, and then it's done and over with. It doesn't work like that. This is the reminder that it's worthwhile for you to make the effort to go see a Buddha, bow to the Buddha, and so forth. And if the Buddha is not alive, then you can go to a temple and bow to the Buddha images and so forth. And when you do that, a lot of your karmic obstacles will be removed. It's a fact. But don't expect it to be like one and done forever. Okay? That's not what it's meant to say. Okay? And furthermore, as I was telling a caller earlier, I happen to believe that we should take advantage of the obstacles, the obstructions, because the more we have, the faster we can improve, the higher we can rise. So this is how we train our people. The reason that you have been improving so quickly is because, number one, you have a lot of blessings. You have the opportunity to plant a lot of blessings, okay? And we all are together trying to do more good for society, to help others. And we want to do more and more and more and more. We don't ever say, this is enough for us. Okay? That's why, that's the base. We increase our blessings. We keep on giving more and more and more and more. Never say that, isn't that enough? Because that's the spirit of Amitabha Buddha. He gives you more and more and more and more. If you want him to give you special considerations, you better deserve it. Okay? And number two is that we take advantage of the karmic obstacles to improve faster. We improve because there's a need to, not because of you need to have real reasons, real concrete reasons to improve. You don't just say, I improve because I want to improve. That's not enough of a drive for you to improve. So that's why I personally welcome karmic obstacles. So that I can grow faster. And that's the nature of the help from the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas. Believe it or not, it may seem like impossible, unbearable for you. Actually, it's just the right amount for you to improve and to get better. Believe. Quickly.
You just gotta believe!
Okay, so I don't subscribe to this, what my Shishya is teaching. He says, once we're pure, we will not have karmic obstacles. And that's the case, I'd rather not be pure. I love karmic obstacles. Don't be afraid. Worst could happen, you die. So what? You die, you come back again. We do it again. We're fearless. Huh? You hear? Don't shave your head anymore. Okay? And since we're here, I only have a few more minutes. I want to tell you, to bring you this, all these are fun, or learning about these big shots, these big wigs. It's fascinating what they do. But they also seem to have the one thing here that I find to be so lacking. They're doing so much for their subjects. Like my teacher, he did so much for us in my generation and your generation. And a lot of his disciples made humongous sacrifices for him. But what's lacking is that I've seen his disciples, my generation, after all is said and done, they still can't make it to the Pure Land. I have a problem with that. The Dharma is not complete. If you're helping these celestial world rulers, they do so much, but they're in no position to tell their people, their subjects, to go to the Pure Land. Isn't that amazing? And that, to me, is the ultimate help. If you can cultivate, you become enlightened, you are able to take care of yourself. But what about the ones that you love and you care for? They can't take care of themselves. What can we do for them? Remember, we're doing this not for ourselves alone. So it's lacking. The Dharma is lacking. They don't have the big picture in mind. So I'm telling you this because I'm hoping that in time, more and more of you will be able to flex your chan muscles, show your strength. If the sucking ghost comes, you kick his butt and say, how dare you come here uninvited? And you can't. There are plenty of us who will back you up. Okay? So I want you to know that you're not in this by yourself. There are a lot of people, okay, who believe in the same cause as you. It's not about Dharma propagation. I don't care for Dharma propagation. Okay, it's none of my business, and not my interest. My interest is to help more and more people through whatever means. If it's a Dharma propagation, so be it, but it's not the central case. Okay? I care for the people I see. That's all I know. Okay? Dharma propagation is too abstract for me. So you talk about Dharma propagation, what I'm worried about, my grandfather, my teacher. I have a teacher who died 4 years ago, a high school teacher. Another high school teacher who died last year. Those are the people who cared for me, who did, who helped me in their ways. And so to me, the least I could do is help them back, no? And the best way for us that we know of to help them back is help them go to the Pure Land. It's that simple. Then we don't have to worry about them anymore. You have to be smarter. So that's why in the future, more and more of you will be trained so that you're stronger, so that you can support each other and flex your chan muscles. That you, for real, when they come and deal with us, we recite the mantra, and they run for life, for their lives. So use them as motivation for us to get stronger and stronger. So that you guys are for real. This is what people need to see from you. That you for real. You really want to help them, and you're able to help them. Depression comes, kick them. Beat them up. If they don't listen to reason, okay? We're reasonable. We try to solve problems. They are not willing to work with us, then they have to deal with us. So we have two major fronts. One is Chan, where you will meddle because you're allowed to, and you will help. Okay? It's a lot of hassle, let me tell you, day and night, nonstop. And on the other hand, then we can help the people who cannot practice like you. Go to the Pure Land. That to me is lacking in the approach of these Mahasattvas here as world rulers. They help people very short term. But eventually, these beings they're helping will revolve back in the wheel, okay? And they'll get in trouble again. Very much like my teacher, Master YongHua. He helped so many of us. They're still lacking as I see his old disciples. They don't have the comfort of knowing that after all this madness, after all this suffering, okay, they will have a good end. They will meet the Amitabha Buddha. Wouldn't that be nice? We don't have to save the whole world. We can't. If we can do that, then the Dharma will be stronger. I want concrete things, folks. Don't give me, big words. Dharma propagation. I mean, look at these world rulers. They're so powerful, and yet I see a flaw in their approach. They have tremendous wisdom, but the help is only temporary. No way here do they have a process where they can help people become enlightened. Nowhere here do they have a process that their subjects will be taken care of forever. Okay? So work hard. You only have another week left, 6 days left, and give it your all, because the harder you work, the more chances you have to make progress, and the more you can help. More of a difference you can make to the world and to your family. As I said today at lunch, I talked to a few people. I noticed they've been making progress. It's wonderful. All right. Thank you, everyone.